Welcome to The Real News. I'm Katie Nathan, reporting live from my home studio in Kennesaw, Georgia, where it is so important, I feel, that you get the truth of the news of what's really going on in the streets around America and right from the White House to your house. I want to tell you today about restoring the lands of America. You may ask, why do we need to report on this? Why is this so important? And I'll tell you, well, one, it's my news station, and I believe the important things that I'm going to report that are the truth is one thing that God has told us. He has asked us to take care of this earth and this land. So this is really important to a lot of people, especially if you like hugging trees like me. Literally. So President Trump has said, and I quote, "We're preserving our land. We're making our land better and cleaner and safer." On August 4th, President Trump signed the Great American Outdoors Act, which is the single largest investment in America's national parks and public lands in history. Now, this legislation marks the most significant conservation accomplishments since the presidency of Theodore Roosevelt. Now, the act renews our national parks and protects locals while also serving as jobs and infrastructure packages that will create over 100,000 additional infrastructure-related jobs. The legislation will provide $900 million a year in permanent funding to the Land and Water Conservation Fund, also known as the LWCF. And they will also allocate $9.5 billion over the next 5 years because they want to restore the facilities and the infrastructures in our national parks and our public lands. This legislation won the support of more than 850 conservation groups, as well as 43 sportsmen and sportswomen groups. Now, we want to improve our national parks. So, Americans who have turned to our national parks for activities during the pandemic, we are finding them in need of investments. So, in doing that, we have placed the national deferred maintenance backlog across all public lands to be approximately $20 billion. Now, the president's actions will help bring much needed maintenance to our national parks and our public lands, which play an important role in America's economy. Just last year, we had over 327 million people visit national parks, and that was able to generate over $41 billion for the American economy. America's outdoor recreation economy accounted for 2.2% of the GDP and 5.2 million jobs in 2017. So it is about our land, yes, because we want it to be majestic and beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful lands on earth, right? And we can keep it that way. But it's also about people and their families and their income and their jobs. The LWCF and public lands contribute almost $60 billion, with a B, to the American economy, and they support 400,000 jobs through recreational activities. So according to a recent economic analysis, every $1 million that's invested in the LWCF supports between 16 and 30 jobs. Now we want to lead in an effective land management. So this is what our president is going to do for that. Last year, President Trump signed the largest public land legislation in a decade, designating 1.3 million acres of wilderness. President Trump took action to promote active management of forests under federal supervision to help prevent catastrophic forest fires. which is great because we know in California that these fires are going on annually. So we want to help in dealing with this now. In just this past March, the president signed legislation improving the funding process for the United States Forest Service and the Department of the Interior's wildfire suppression operations. Don't let this news bore you. This should really get you involved in what's really going on in America. There are so many groups, there's so many men and women who make it possible just for you to go hike a trail, or for you to go to a national park, or for you to go see the wonder and the majesty of the creation of the Creator, Lord Jesus Christ. So we want to be good stewards in that. So I hope you're learning something, because I'm learning a lot. Taken together, the DOI has already expanded or proposed to open nearly 4 million acres across the country and expanding hunting and fishing access, ensuring that hunters, anglers, and outdoor enthusiasts are able to fully enjoy our nation's lands and water. So we thank you, Donald Trump, in conserving and restoring the majesty of the great land of America.